Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are back for UFC 324. It's not the exact card I was hoping for. Um, it looks like we just recently lost a second fight. As everybody probably knows, we already lost the Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison fight, which was going to be one of my largest. That was probably going to be my biggest wager would have been on that fight there, and we've lost that one. Now we've also lost the Ricky Tercios versus Cameron Smotherman fight, and I haven't even had a chance to look up if it was missed weight, if it was an injury, someone got sick. I'm not even sure what happened yet. I'm gonna have to look that up when I'm done recording this. But anyways, let's get right into this. There's going to be a lot of fights where I'm not going to have a wager on it. I might have obviously I'll have a lean one way or the other, but I'm not going to be betting on a lot here. A lot of it's going to be focused on 3 or 4 different fights, and that's it. So the first fight of the night is Miller versus. Sorry, I actually screwed that up too. God, I'm going to try and fix it really quick. I just spelt something wrong here. So here, let me save that real quick. And then there. It's Miller versus Fugit. I actually had a G instead of an F. And Miller's coming off the Dana White Contender Series. It's his first UFC actual fight, unless you count the Contender Series fights. Anyways, I really like Miller here, but I'm not going to be on him at all. He's going to be the faster. He's going to be the way better striker. He's going to be able to dictate where it goes. And I think Fugit's going to try and wrestle, but I don't think he's going to have much success doing that. But sorry, I gotta try to make an adjustment here because I can't see my notes where I have them positioned. My daughter bought me a easel for Christmas, and it's not gonna work out very well. So I've got to hang this up really quick. Sorry, I don't want to have to record again, so we're just gonna hang that there. There. Sorry about that. But anyways, I like Ty Miller, but I'm gonna stay away from this fight. He's a little too wide at a minus 400. It's a heavy lean on Miller, but it's a stay away from me. Second fight of the night is now going to be Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. I'm not really a Hockett fan, but I will say this. He proved me wrong in the last fight. He's a way better striker than I gave him credit for. So I think he's going to be a good striker here. I think the wrestling might cancel each other out a little bit here. So my lean is Hockett. I'm gonna lean Hockett, but I think the line's a little too wide. I think Freeman's being disrespected a little bit because of his last outing that he had. But I mean, Freeman's not a bad fighter, so I'm gonna lean Hockett, but it's a stay away for me. And then our next one is going to be Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. This is a 50-50 fight for a reason. Both have very good hands, very good boxing. But I'm going to give the wrestling edge to Hernandez as long as he can get Michael Johnson down. Michael Johnson can sometimes be a little tricky to grapple with, but I'm going to trust that Hernandez is able to wrestle and grapple, and I'm going to go with the fighter who I believe has more ways to win, and that is with Alexander Hernandez. So that's my lean, and I do like the over in that one also. And then we got Charles Johnson versus Perez. Now I've heard that Alex Perez could possibly be retiring after this fight. I don't think it's confirmed, but I've heard that rumor. I think Perez's only shot here is to wrestle. But once again, Charles Johnson isn't easy to take down either. So I'm going to lean Johnson here. But if Perez is able to wrestle, he could make it a fight. But I think he's going to win on the scorecards for Johnson. Then now we start getting into some bangers. I think there's going to be a knockout in this next fight. We got Bukauskas versus Krylov. Krylov's chin is a huge question mark. I think Bukauskas is going to be the faster, younger fighter, way better kickboxer, of course, and Krylov will be the better wrestler. But I think Bukauskas is going to be able to keep it standing. And I like Bukauskas on the money line a lot. So this is one of my singles. I'm playing Bukauskas money line minus 140 and his KO prop at a plus 145. Shop around for that because some books have it plus 120. Find the book with plus 145. I believe that's FanDuel. And that's what I like for that fight. Then we've got, I'm not going to say it's a setup fight, but it's pretty close to it. We got Gaethje versus Polyev. I think this is a good bounce back spot I think this is a good fight for Gaethje to get an early knockout. I mean, if you look at his knockout prop, it's minus 400, minus 450. And it's that high for a reason. He's minus 900 on the money line. The over 1.5 is a the under 1.5 is a minus 220. I think that's a pretty solid parlay piece. I did not use it as one, but I think that is a solid parlay piece. The under 1.5. I like Gaethje. I like him to get a finish. Get a knockout early. And as you'll see later on, I do have him. I got creative with him and put him in a parlay. Now this is the last preliminary fight, which I think is bullshit. I don't think Umar Nurmagomedov should be on the prelims. But anyways, we got Nurmagomedov versus Figueiredo, and I like Nurmagomedov a lot. I actually think there's a very good chance that we see him as the champ by the end of the year, as long as Dana White doesn't put O'Malley in front of him. So Umar really needs a finish. Umar needs to wow Dana White because Dana White hates boring fighters. And we need to see him get a finish. So anyways, Umar's going to be faster everywhere. He's going to be better everywhere. I do lean a finish. But I could also see a decision. So I'm going to go – if you do a single, which I didn't do, I did not do this, but I would do minus 7.5 at a minus 160 is what I would do. Or take a shot with a third round sub at plus 1,100, something like that, just for a sprinkle. I did use him in a lot of parlays, though, and I will pull those parlays up at the end for everybody. So I like Nurmagomedov a lot in this fight. Now we've got Arnold Allen versus Jan Silva. I lean Silva. I like Silva. The only problem is Allen's never been finished. So I don't like the KO prop. I like Allen to survive the 3 rounds. So Silva's going to be the better striker, the more dangerous striker, the more calculated striker, and the better technical striker. And I don't see Arnold Allen wrestling. And I don't see him having a lot of success, even if he does try to wrestle. So I do like Silva to get the win. I think the line's a little wide, but I could see if you want to play it, I totally understand it. I'm personally just going to stay away and just enjoy the fight, though. But I do like Silva to get the W. Now we've got the second Silva versus Namajunas. I think this is another line that is a little too wide for my likings. I don't think she should be a minus 400. I think it should be closer to a minus 200, maybe a minus 250. But this is one of my favorite fights to target on Fight to Go the Distance. I like that a lot. I like Fight to End by Unanimous Decision at minus 175. I like that a lot. I do like Silva to get her hand raised, but I also can make the argument for Rose Namajunas plus 3.5 on the point system at a minus 115. Very seldom does she ever get shut out in a fight. So that's even another angle to look at if you're looking into that. But I do like Silva to be the faster, quicker fighter. She's hard to get to at times. So I think she's going to be the higher volume striker also. And I think she stays off her back. I don't think Namajunas is able to get to her and get a takedown. Even under one takedown for Namajunas, I think it's like a minus 140, minus 150 range. Isn't really a bad look either. And then we got another banger. Cortez Acosta versus our buddy Derek Lewis. My balls are hot. So we got Derek Lewis and Acosta. The first thing I'm going to say is I think Lewis is live to get a knockout 1 out of every 5, 1 out of every 6 times. I just don't think this is the time. So if you want to take a shot with Lewis KO, I don't blame you at all. You know, I will definitely use him in DFS just to cover my ass. But Lewis will have the power advantage for sure. But Acosta's going to have the striking advantage. He's going to have the athleticism advantage. He's going to be the faster striker. The more he's going to be a higher volume striker. Acosta could get a KO too, but I don't see it coming. I really think Acosta wins by decision, to be honest, or a late knockout if it won it all. So I like the over a lot. I played the over 1.5 at a minus 134, and also here, let me pull it up. Also, start third round at plus 110. I don't advise playing them both. I'm probably just gonna. I just put like a half a unit on each one, so it's not that big of a wager. But that's what I like in this fight, and I do like Fight to Go the Distance at a plus 200. If you want to take a shot with a big plus money ticket, I like that a lot, actually, because I think the fight either ends Lewis by KO or Acosta by or Acosta by decision, which is actually a plus 105. You can go that route also. And then next we've got Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I think this fight's closer than what a lot of people think. I mean, I think O'Malley's going to be the better striker, the more high volume striker. Plus, he's got a 5-inch reach advantage, which I think is going to come in handy. And I think he has improved on his takedown defense too. So I don't mind Yadong's under 1.5 on his takedowns at a minus 165. I don't mind that at all. I'm not going to play it. At first I was going to, and then I decided not to. But I do like O'Malley's significant strike prop though. But please shop around if you're going to play this, because DraftKings has 76.5. And this is probably going to go up by tomorrow morning. So I'd play this tonight or first thing in the morning. On Bet Rivers, it's 70.5 at a minus 115. I like that a lot. I might parlay it with the over in the female fight. probably might make it like a plus 120, something like that. I'm a sucker for plus money. So, but yeah, I like this fight. I like it to go all 3 rounds, more than likely. I definitely don't see Yadong knocking O'Malley out. I think it's going to be a good fight. You know, I'm not so sure O'Malley should be a minus 250, but maybe he'll prove me wrong and warrant that tag. But I do like O'Malley to get the win, and I do like his significant strike prop over. And our last fight, we got Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. You know, I have not been a Pimblett supporter at all, but I gotta start believing. You know, I think he's gonna avoid Gaethje's power, Gaethje's big shots, and I just can't get past. There's such a big difference when this fight hits the mat. Like it's night and day. So a Paddy Pimblett sub, I don't hate it. I don't mind it at all. But what I played in a bunch of parlays is this. I'm putting this out as a single also, just in case if people rather do a single. This isn't actually a single, but I'm going to say it is. This has to be done on DraftKings in a same game parlay format, and that is Paddy Pimblett money line and over 1/2 round. It only has to go 2 minutes and 50 seconds or 2 minutes and 30 seconds and to get over a half a round, and it brings it down to a minus 165. That's a pretty big difference from a minus 230 in my opinion. So I like that a lot. I like that look. I'm going to be showing some parlays where I do that same thing with Umar also. So I'm going to hide these for now. I'm going to pull this up and see. These are my singles that I played. I'm going to blow it up. So these are my singles. I got Bukauskas money line minus 140. I got the KO prop plus 145. I got the Acosta versus Lewis fight over 1.5 rounds minus 134. Start the 3rd round plus 110. Then we got Paddy Pimblett over a half a round and on the money line minus 165. John O'Malley significant strikes over 70.5 at a minus 115. So there we got that. Now here's the parlays that no one has seen yet. So I've got 3 parlays. The first one is Umar Nurmagomedov minus 5.5 on the money on the point system, and Paddy Pimblett money line. That's a plus 103. That one's pretty solid. Then the one that I'm putting my most amount of money on, I've got like 4 units on this. I've got the Silva Rose fight to go the distance. I've got Umar Nurmagomedov over a half a round and on the money line. Then I've got the Gaethje fight money line under 2.5 rounds and win by KO minus 116. If you don't have the same game parlay options, then just play the Gaethje by KO. But doing it under 2.5 rounds, it brought that portion of it down to a minus 340, where his KO prop is like a minus 400 or minus 450. So, and then the Umar one, if you don't have DraftKings, for instance, then I would play the double method of submission slash decision and just hope like hell he doesn't get a KO. I don't think he will, but you never know. So that's a minus 116. That's my favorite parlay. Then I've got a parlay on FanDuel. I like doing these. I got Natalia Silva, most significant strikes in her fight. Acosta, most significant strikes in his fight. And O'Malley, 40 plus significant strikes, plus 126. If you take O'Malley off, it's a minus 109. So I'm going to actually double down on this and play that at a minus 109. I think that's good value. So those are my plays for UFC 324. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're not a member, please sign up. I know I've kind of slacked off a little bit in the last couple months. There hasn't been a lot going on. I've been going through quite a bit. So just a few things came up in my day-to-day life that I just kind of stepped away from doing as much content and trying to refocus now. So I hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we will see you for the next fight card, which is next week. All right. Thank you very much.